Is it worth getting an Ableton Move for $500 when the Ableton Note iOS app is essentially the same thing for like $7? It's a bit of a loaded question because it depends on many factors, and as I share what's essentially just my own perspective in this video, you sharing yours in the comments is essential for people trying to get a better picture to make a decision. So in a way, Move is to Note what Push is to Live. It's like this is Ableton's mobile sketchpad tier, while this is the proper studio workstation tier. Well, minus the controller aspect, because Move can't control Note, which a lot of people have been asking for, but other than that, they share the same built-in devices, features, project format, and overall structure. Oh, with one big difference. Note can have up to 8 tracks, while Move caps at 4. And while 4 isn't bad at all for a standalone Groovebox at Move's price, the 4 additional tracks in Note make quite a big difference, giving you the freedom to flesh out your ideas a bit more before transferring them to Live to develop them properly. On the other hand, and this is definitely subjective, but using a tactile device like Move feels nicer than a touchscreen-based interface. I find that I can work faster and get more physical with Move, which is more enjoyable and can also have an effect on the musical output. But if you're a person who is into iOS music production and likes using a touchscreen, then Note might be the better fit for you. And frankly, I'm not that kind of person. Even if iPad's touchscreen is really great and responsive, I don't really enjoy using it as a centerpiece for making music. As you've probably seen in some of my videos on the iPad, I mostly use Core Gadget as an additional sound source, and even then I get slightly annoyed by the touchscreen sometimes. I mean, call me a boomer if you want, but that's just how I feel. And that's despite the fact that Note is a brilliantly designed app. It uses some very clever concepts, such as putting capture at the center of MIDI recording, which adds a degree of immediacy and makes a lot of sense for its intended mobile usage. But as with every mobile music app, you have a lot of navigating between pages, which always felt cumbersome to me. And even if, again, Note is one of the better designed ones out there. And Ableton's marketing mostly shows Note being used on an iPhone in some public spaces such as the subway. Man, I could never do that. Not only is making music on the tiny iPhone screen quite fiddly, I just can't focus when I'm out in such places. I mean, not to sound pretentious, but for me, music isn't just a video game to kill some time. I put my heart and soul into it, so I need an environment that allows me to properly get in the zone. And look, again, this is just me. Nothing wrong if you like making music while traveling or whatever. But when I'm outside of the studio in a situation where I only have my phone with me, I'd rather socialize and take a break from music rather than get stuck on my phone. And if it's a trip or a place that would be suitable for making music, then I'd usually have at least a laptop or maybe a keyboard and even Ableton Move. So making beats on a phone isn't for me. But there's nothing wrong with it, and if it works for you, hey, more power to you. And it's definitely worth pointing out that Note is also meant as a gateway drug into Ableton's ecosystem for people who have absolutely no experience or other gear. So if you want to dip your toes into making music, starting with Note on your iPhone is definitely highly recommended. And then if it turns out that you want to dive deeper into the world of music production, then you can consider investing a more substantial sum in Move or other gear. here you can see me using Move to control effects in live, and the seamless integration with the desktop DAW on top of the standalone functionality makes it a very good value. And Note also gives you a license to Live Lite, and people often confuse it with Live Intro, which is still entry-level but more powerful version of Live that comes with Move. Now, if you already have an iOS device, Note isn't much of a financial commitment, but there's one sentiment that dominates pretty much every post and video about Note, and it's the lack of Android version. And to me, it seems Android users just feel disrespected, even though, as many people with experience in app development have explained, the reasons are technical and financial, so no need to get emotional and angry about it. But anyway, the question here is, should you buy an iPad and put Note in it instead of Move? And the iPad, I mean any model iPad, is such a versatile device, and it's simply unrivaled if you're into mobile music production. You can get access to a vast selection of music apps at very affordable prices compared to their desktop counterparts. So if you're okay with making music on a touchscreen and don't prefer the tactile approach, I'd definitely go with an iPad and Note. You get the same features as Move, but much better visual feedback than Move's tiny display. It's not even close. You have the mixer page, better waveform display, easier MIDI editing, and again, 8 tracks as opposed to 4. And you can even get some degree of tactility by configuring a MIDI controller with Note. As you can see, you can map these features to any generic controller, which does help. And let's be real here, Move is a luxury, it's not a necessity. It's a good value for what it is: standalone sampler, synth, sequencer, audio interface, Ableton Live controller, no doubt. But it's still quite expensive for a lot of people, and mobile devices are relatively affordable. An old iPad can still run Note extremely well, and that can be bought for less than half of Move's price on the second-hand market. And chances are you already have one. And also, like I already mentioned, if you are a total beginner, definitely start with Note. Having said that, if you have at least some experience with making music, and if you can afford it, if you have the budget for it, my choice would be Move. I use it much more than the iPad and Note, which I honestly mostly mess around with when there's a new update to check out what's new, make some beats, and never open it again until the next update. While with Move, I use it quite a lot for making music in standalone mode and also as a controller for live. It's simply much more enjoyable than using a tablet or a phone, which I'd rather use as a companion to Move, to sample from or use additional synths, but not as a centerpiece. But again, what's your experience been like with using mobile apps, Move and Note? Let us know down in the comments, like the video if you liked it, and check out my videos on the 2.0 updates for Move and Note if you haven't seen them yet, and I will catch you later.